Nothing hits harder than a punch from the Fire Nation to the face, except for maybe this video.
Merchant from
Fire.
My cabbages!
The Cabbage Merchant from Avatar: The Last Airbender is a Fire Nation spy, and I believe he is the true villain of Avatar, secretly orchestrating the events of both shows. And
Alright, yo, so before we get started, if you guys liked Avatar: The Last Airbender growing up like I did, make sure to smash the like button, because this is about to get crazy.
also, I think he's cabbage bending, but we'll get to that part later. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but I
He's
promise
really a
you,
cabbage
this
bender.
will be
That's-
the most convincing Avatar theory you will ever hear.
Bro
This
was really a
is
cabbage bender.
theory.
I remember this episode too. If you remember that guy from the show, make sure to drop a like and subscribe.
So, Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm guessing most people who clicked on this video have already seen it, but on the off chance you haven't, it's basically a show where some people can control one of the 4 elements.
You haven't
and
seen
the
it? What are you
Avatar,
doing with
the
your
only
life?
person who can master all 4 elements, has to stop the Fire Nation from taking over the world. But why would I possibly think that a random Earth Kingdom cabbage merchant is actually a Fire Nation spy? And a cabbage bender, but we'll get to that later. You know, he's just a funny
He's
running
definitely a
gag
cabbage bender.
character. All we ever see him do is get his cabbages destroyed.
My cabbages! My cabbages! My cabbages! My cabbages!
Well, think about it. We are told many times throughout the show that there are Fire Nation spies.
He was probably trying to signal the Fire Navy.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he's a spy for the Fire Navy.
How do we know you're not Fire Nation spies?
Jet, he's just an old man. He's Fire Nation. He was sent to eliminate me.
But strangely, we never actually see any of them. But at the same time, we know there must be spies out there
Yo, this
because
is
someone
crazy.
is giving Zuko very detailed information about the gang's whereabouts.
We're
It was
closing
me.
in on the Avatar's trail.
There have been multiple sightings of the Avatar.
Somehow Prince Zuko and the Fire Nation keep finding us.
And let me ask you this. Who does the gang constantly run into
Hold up,
throughout the
wait.
entire show?
This is insane. It's already getting crazy.
The Cabbage Merchant.
Yo, what the hell?
Okay,
That's
I know,
crazy.
it still sounds like a stretch, but don't worry. We're just getting started. In
No,
Book
this is-
3, the gang goes to see a Fire Nation play all about their adventures.
You guys are not gonna believe this. There's a play about us.
I'm the Avatar,
Dang.
silly, here to spread joy and fun.
It's basically just Fire Nation propaganda where the Fire Lord is shown as the good guy and wins in the end.
The world is mine.
But other than that, the plot of the play is surprisingly accurate.
Riddles and challenges must you face.
No, Jet, what did they do to you?
Yo, what the hell?
So where did they get all of this information about the
Yo,
gang?
that's
His sources
crazy.
include singing nomads, pirates, prisoners
Someone
of war,
was-
and a
someone was
surprisingly
snitching on
knowledgeable
him.
merchant of cabbage.
This brings back crazy memories, yo.
Surprisingly knowledgeable merchant of cabbage.
I didn't even catch that part.
Huh.
Yo, what the
Why
fu-
did the Cabbage Merchant, an Earth Kingdom citizen, help
Yo,
him write
what?
Fire Nation propaganda? Because he's actually a Fire Nation spy. Okay, wait. Maybe I'm just overthinking this. Maybe he didn't necessarily know he was helping the Fire Nation. For all
No,
we
he
know,
knew.
someone just asked him about
Yo, who
the
the fuck
Avatar,
is that?
and he was more than willing to complain about the guy who has destroyed his cabbages many times. You know, he might be a little petty, but there's no reason to think he's secretly trying to take down the Earth Kingdom. Right? In Book 2, the Cabbage Merchant tries to take the ferry to Ba Sing Se, but he gets rejected by the ticket lady.
I told you already. No vegetables on the ferry. One cabbage slug could destroy the entire ecosystem of Ba Sing Se. Security!
My cabbages!
She destroys his cabbages to avoid risking cabbage slugs from getting into the city. Now, this may seem like a bit of an overreaction, but Ba Sing Se is a closed-off, self-contained ecosystem. If
Oh,
the
he
wrong
is
pest
the
got in,
slug.
it could
That's
quickly spread
crazy.
and be devastating for the city's agriculture and economy. And you know what's crazy about all this? She was right.
There's a slug? Wait.
If you look really closely as the cabbage cart gets destroyed, you can just barely see a cabbage slug flying through the air.
One cabbage slug could destroy the entire ecosystem of Ba Sing Se.
Listen to what the lady says. A single cabbage slug would destroy the entire ecosystem of Ba Sing Se. If the cabbage merchant actually got into Ba Sing Se like he wanted,
Yo,
he
what
would
the
have
fuck?
personally been responsible for the downfall of the capital of the Earth Kingdom. Okay, that's not like a great
Yo, that was
look for the
crazy.
cabbage man, but you know,
That
maybe,
is
maybe it was
crazy.
just an accident. No, I refuse to accept that. Look at this guy. He is so passionate and obsessed with his cabbages.
He had a cabbage slug that whole
One for
time.
each head of cabbage.
Literally, his only defining trait is how much he cares about his cabbages.
That was really a slug too.
Does this really seem like the type of guy who wouldn't know if he had cabbage slugs? He's a Fire Nation spy. But why? I mean, he clearly
That
has
is
a vendetta
insane.
against Aang, but why would he be intentionally trying to take down the Earth Kingdom? Well, Aang is not the only one who destroys his cabbages. We've
He
seen
really
him try
had
to
a
enter
cabbage
both
slug.
Omashu and Ba
That
Sing
is
Se, and
hilarious.
both times Earth Kingdom bureaucrats destroyed his cabbages.
What kind of slum do you think this is? Security!
And these are only the times
They
that we
cooked
actually
him.
know about. For all we know, this is a regular occurrence for him. And then he's forced to watch as they immediately let Aang, his mortal enemy, inside directly after him.
My cabbages!
Enjoy the mush.
We will.
Security!
It is my pleasure to help.
All right, we scammed that lady good.
He didn't even have a ticket to get into Ba Sing Se. What the hell? And when Aang does destroy his cabbages, and he tries to get justice,
You're gonna pay for this. Off with their heads. One for each head of cabbage.
guess what the Earth Kingdom authorities do to Aang?
What is your judgment, sire?
Throw them. A feast.
They throw
they use
him
his cabbages.
a feast. The cabbage merchant has just as much reason to hate the Earth Kingdom. And I think the years of abuse and special treatment for the Avatar radicalized him into becoming a Fire Nation spy, attempting to take down the Earth Kingdom from within using infested cabbages. And you know what?
He really is
I
cabbage
don't
bending.
even think this was his only attempt to do this.
I told you already. No vegetables on the ferry.
The ticket lady says, I told you already.
I told you already.
This is not the first time he's tried smuggling cabbage slugs into Ba Sing Se. And when he tried to enter Omashu, listen to why the guards rejected him.
Rotten cabbages? What kind of slum do you think this is?
Rotten cabbages. I think the cabbage man was once again trying to sneak in infested cabbages into Omashu.
He's cabbage bending.
And you know what? I think this time he actually succeeded. Despite being rejected and having his cabbage cart completely destroyed, just a few minutes later, we see him inside of the city with a whole new cart full of cabbages.
Where is he getting these
My
from?
cabbages! My cabbages!
Like what? Did he just find a spare cart full of cabbages somewhere? No. I actually think these are the same cabbages. We
They're
know
GMO.
from Return to Omashu that there is a secret sewer entrance into the city beneath the gate,
A secret passage?
which is exactly where the merchant's cabbages were thrown.
He's really out here.
So I think the cabbage man went down there to retrieve his cabbages, discovered the secret entrance, and successfully brought the infested cabbages into the city to weaken it for the Fire Nation. And you know what's really crazy about this? It worked. The next
What?
time we see Omashu, it's been conquered by the Fire Nation.
The Earth Kingdom city of Oh no.
They even make a point to tell us how surprising this is and how Omashu had never been conquered for the entire 100-Year War.
I can't believe it. I know the war has spread far, but Omashu always seemed untouchable.
Up until now it was.
So why is it now suddenly so
His
vulnerable?
slugs.
It's because of the cabbage merchant. And this is
This
also
makes perfect
exactly
sense.
what happened to Ba Sing Se. He was rejected entry, his cabbages got destroyed, but then later we see him inside of the city with cabbages. What did he take the fucking serpent's pass? And then shortly after he arrives and starts selling his cabbages, the city gets conquered by the Fire Nation.
Yo,
I'm
this is
starting to notice
insane.
maybe a little pattern here. You can't deny it anymore. There's too many connections. The cabbage merchant is working for the Fire Nation to help take down the Earth Kingdom and spy on the Avatar. And speaking of which, how exactly is the cabbage merchant spying on the gang? Like, obviously they've bumped into each other a couple times, but Zuko and the Ember Island players have a ton of information about the gang.
Bro has like the worst business ever imaginable. Like who decides to make a whole food cart dedicated to only cabbages? Like that is the worst out of everything you could pick. That is the worst by far.
What you missed? We went to the Fire Nation, and you got better, and I got a sword, and I think Combustion Man died.
Like, way more than anyone should have. It almost feels like there's something else going on here. And if you don't believe me, I reached out to a certified Avatar expert to see if there was any more
Wait, that's
examples
me.
of the Fire Nation knowing things they shouldn't.
Right, so like in Book 3, when everyone thinks Aang is dead, how does Zuko's assassin Combustion Man keep finding them? It couldn't have just been dumb luck 3 times in 8 episodes that he was just around,
Combustion
right?
Man.
Seems unlikely. And how'd they know to put Toph in a wooden cell anyway?
I'm gonna turn you in and collect a reward. Then you metal bend yourself out of jail. Hey, what kind of cell is this?
A wooden one.
If you think about it, no one in the Fire Nation should know that metal bending exists. Toph only created it a few weeks ago, and the only people that have seen it are from the Earth Kingdom and the Fire Nation troops aboard that ship who were probably just horribly killed by the serpent. And Toph never uses metal bending in her scams in that episode, only earth bending. So why in the world would the Fire Nation town guards think they use a wooden cell when they're not even aware that metal bending is a thing?
Thank you, Mr. Overanalyzing Avatar. So, how could the Fire Nation possibly know all of this? Especially the stuff in Book 3 when the cabbage merchant isn't even around. It's almost like the Fire Nation has another way to spy on the gang. A way that still involves the cabbage merchant, even if he isn't nearby. Okay, here's where my
cabbages are
theory
spying
goes
on
into full-on tinfoil hat conspiracy mode, so just brace yourself. There's a really strange detail in the episode The Puppet Master, an episode that the cabbage merchant isn't even in. But still, I honestly think it's one of the strangest things in the entire show. In this episode, the gang goes to a Fire Nation market and Katara buys a cabbage. Except there's something very weird about this cabbage.
Look, he's cabbage
It really
bending.
has a very creepy looking face on it. Like, huh? I swear, this is actually in the show. I did not edit this in. It's never even acknowledged in the episode. It's just a weird, creepy face watching the characters for no reason. Why in the world would the animators include this? It's so weird. Okay, so I have a theory.
The
But
cabbage was listening.
What I'm about to say is gonna sound completely insane.
No, it makes perfect
It's probably
sense.
the
It's
stupidest
adding up.
possible thing I could say. But what if the cabbage merchant is using the cabbages to spy on the gang?
I've
Yes,
never
I
heard
believe
something
that
more
the
logical.
Cabbage merchant is a cabbage bender.
I've never heard something more logical in my life.
Okay,
This
wait,
makes
don't
perfect
go.
sense.
I know that sounds stupid, but I swear it makes sense.
No, it
just
does,
hear me
it
out.
does. I've never
In
heard
this
something
show,
so-
there is a precedent
so
for being able
knowledgeable.
to spy on people through vegetation with the swamp.
I think I know how to find them. Everything is connected.
Bro is connected with his cabbage. And if you eat the cabbage, he becomes one with you.
Come on, we've got to hurry.
And it isn't even just like an avatar power either. Toph can use the swamp vines to literally see the entire world.
I'm more connected to the world than you've ever been. I can see Sue and Lin, Zhaofu and Republic City. I see everything.
Now, obviously, this cabbage is not part
Is
of
that
the
Toph?
swamp. But a major theme of Avatar is how separation is just an illusion and everything is connected.
I get how the tree is one big thing, but the whole world?
Sure. You think you're any different from me, or your friends, or this tree?
The greatest illusion of this world is the illusion of separation. Things you think are separate and different are actually one and the same. Even the separation of the 4 elements is an illusion.
We're all connected. Everything is connected.
So everything in this world, including the cabbage merchant and cabbages across the entire world, are connected. And I think the merchant is somehow tapping into this connection to spy on the gang. I think, like, technically you could do this with anything in Avatar. He's just, like, really honed his ability on cabbages. He's cabbage bending, and I have evidence to prove it. This weird spiritual connection to cabbages explains why he's so obsessive and protective of them.
Off with their heads! One for each head of cabbage!
And it also explains why he's constantly feeling them for some reason. He's not just randomly caressing a cabbage, he's connecting with it through cabbage bending. And if you don't believe me, one time while he's feeling a cabbage, we can see him literally sense the gang coming.
Yeah, you can see the future.
Yeah, there was a falling sound, but if you listen closely, he senses them before we can hear the sound.
No way.
He sensed them through the cabbage. This also explains how he would have been able to find the secret entrance into Omashu. His cabbages fell down near the entrance, allowing him to sense it. I know it sounds crazy, but the evidence is here. The cabbage merchant is cabbage bending. Every time we see cabbages in this show, the merchant is using them to spy on the gang. He is always watching them. He's not just some random funny background character. He is a highly skilled double agent working for the Fire Nation. And if you still, after all of this, don't believe that, then let me ask you this. How did a failing cabbage merchant get enough money to start an extremely successful technology company in the Legend of Korra?
Cabbage Corp, Republic City's trusted name in technology for over 50 years.
No! Not my Cabbage Corp!
They even built a massive statue of him in Republic City. They don't just hand these out. Not even Katara got a statue. The cabbage merchant built his empire with blood money he was paid by the Fire Nation to take down the Earth Kingdom. And he has gone on to become one of, if not the most rich and powerful people in all of Avatar. Alright, there you go. Bet you didn't expect the My Cabbages guy to be the true villain of the show. You know, at least he doesn't seem to be doing it anymore. In fact, in Legend of Korra, his company is actually the main supplier of airships for the Earth Kingdom now. So, you know, it seems like he's gotten over his grudge. Maybe this is even his way of trying to make up for all the damage he's done to the Earth Kingdom. You know, maybe this story actually has a happy ending after all.
Don't worry, I have a plan. These airships that Cabbage Corp sold to the Earth Kingdom are way cheaper than the ones Future Industries built. Now that's just shoddy workmanship.
Oh my god. Oh my god. He's still fucking doing it.
The controls are busted. It's not my fault this airship's a hunk of junk.
Even generations later, the cabbage merchant is still secretly weakening the Earth Kingdom. But why? Is he still working for the Fire Nation? Wait a second, no, he can't be. In Legend of Korra, the Earth Kingdom and the Fire Nation are not enemies anymore. The new Fire Lord is even like super against the idea of fighting the Earth Kingdom.
The Fire Nation has spent too much of its history fighting nonsense wars, and I refuse to drag my nation into another one unless there's no other choice.
Why is the cabbage merchant still doing this? Who is he working for?
He's working for himself. He's working for the cabbage, actually.
Oh my god. It's so obvious. How did I miss this? The cabbage merchant is a member of the Red Lotus. The Red Lotus is an anarchist organization
He's the
from
leader.
Legend of Korra Book 3, and we're told that there are more Red Lotus spies out there, even though we never actually end up seeing them.
And even with Zahir locked up again, we still don't know how many Red Lotus members might be out there, hiding.
That kind of sounds familiar. They hate governments and secretly took down the Earth Kingdom from within. That actually kind of reminds me of someone. They hate the Avatar and even tried to kill her.
Now, destroy the Avatar!
Off with their heads! One for each head of cabbage!
And each member of the Red Lotus is a highly unique and specialized bender. Cabbage bending. No, that's crazy. He can't be. He's not an anarchist. He's just the funny cabbage guy. The Red Lotus is a group that originally split off from the White Lotus.
We are what the White Lotus was meant to be, but after the 100-Year War, the White Lotus lost its true purpose. Its members came out of hiding and openly served the Avatar.
And you'd probably think that if they're just like the White Lotus but more extreme, their logo would probably be just a red version of the White Lotus's logo, but no.
It's a cabbage.
They did a full-on redesign. It doesn't even look like a lotus flower anymore. But you know what it does look like? A fucking cabbage! It's a fucking red cabbage! You can't keep getting away with this! Fuck! Okay, bye! Thanks for watching my funny cabbage video. Goodbye! I think I might have really fucked up my voice on this one. Yeah, that's my theory. Thanks again to Overanalyzing Avatar for helping out.
I don't care what anybody says, that was 100% straight facts. I 100% know for a fact that cabbage, he's definitely cabbage bending, and he's definitely the reason that all that happened. That's actually insane that really slipped under all our noses. Like, he really is the next Avatar. But if you guys made it this far, I really appreciate it. I just really wanted to react to that because that's insane. I love that show as a kid. So if you guys want me to, let me know what you guys want me to react to next. Send it in the comments. Make sure to smash the like button. That's crazy. And if you were shocked by this theory just as much as me, and if you like cabbages, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe, follow me on Twitch, JJDTM333, because I might be going live all the time, doing crazy lives. Make sure to catch me there. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to turn on post notifications. Yes, sir. How you guys still watching this video? That's crazy. All right, on the road to 10K. We're about to hit 10K. Let's get it.